Hi all, Hipper here. Today I am taking another look at the most recent premium ship that we've got in the game, and that is the Cheshire. And I am running Tenant, a standard agile build on this ship. I by far find that much better than running any other of the British commanders. This ship turns less than 4 seconds at tier 6. I think it turns at 3.6, and if Tenant was full, it would be at 3.4 or 3.3. That's really fast for tier 6, and you'll need that because you need to angle correctly in this ship, and Rudder will help you do that. Now, I've played this ship a lot lately, actually, the last 2 or 3 days, probably getting near to 100 battles in it, and I actually like it. Uh, when I did my first look on it, I wasn't really sure yet. I needed to have a lot more battles under my belt, and now that I have a good amount, I actually like it. I think it's really good. There's two secrets to the ship to be successful. One is only take on one enemy at the time. That's very important. And the second is don't mess with battleships. And that's pretty much it. And then it doesn't really matter if you're up tiered into tier 7 battles. Cheshire can hold its own with those huge guns. And you actually seem to get more citadels against tier 7 cruisers than tier 6 cruisers. I don't know if that's just a coincidence or whatever, but anyway, in this battle here, I can see there's only one battleship on the enemy team, so that's perfect. Like, you cannot ask for a better battle in this ship. Cheshire is really good at challenging caps from destroyers, and that's what I do. And I've found out by doing that in the last 100 games or such, it works really well. So with only one battleship on this map, I can fulfill my cruiser duty without any problems at all. Going in here and covering this destroyer here, taking the B map, the B cap, the most difficult cap in on this map, and we're taking it right off the bat. We're also not really getting any resistance so far. But anyway, I saw this juicy cruiser here, and I'm just waiting for him to come out, and then I will AP him. And Cheshire has a long reload, so perhaps there's a third rule to the ship, and that is make your shots count. Like, you cannot afford to take an 80% shot. You have to take a 100% shot, because you have nearly 20-second reload, and you cannot afford to miss. And I actually like that. I think it's more fun than like cruisers like Cleveland, where you fire every 4 or 5 seconds, and you like to kind of average aiming. It's like, yeah, I'll aim somewhere in the general direction, and probably some of the shells will hit. Like with Cheshire, you have to be right on the mark, and that's fun. And you get great rewards for it if you just if you're just patient enough. Now, the slow reload will keep you from setting amazing damage games in this ship. I don't think I have broken 100,000 yet at all. I usually hover around 60 to 80, something like that, and that's probably because I tend to go very aggressively for destroyers in this ship. As you will see now, this Benham here is trying to escape, so I will intercept him up at the end of the island here. So to get back to the damage part, I don't think you should expect like amazing damage games. I think the damage output is just too slow to really, unless you get 9 cruisers lined up in a row that you can citadel every single one of them. That probably won't happen though. So I suggest that you do pretty much what I do and just go 100% for destroyers. In this ship, it's pretty hard to take advantage of sudden cruiser broadsides because your reload is so long. So it's very important to have the right ammunition loaded and to really time your reloads. So here we have this Benham here, and you can see how agile this ship is at tier 6. Again, it's like, it's not a pretty ship. It's big and fat, and it has like the ugliest rear plate there that's just flat. But as you can see here, it can go 41 knots, more than 41 knots, and it turns on a dime. And I'll show you here when we take this Benham on here. He's not expecting that. So we'll shoot a bit torps his way, and then we'll just slow down immediately and turn. And we'll do a really, really sharp turn. And he just gets his torps off, but they all hit in the front, so we'll get a lot of damage saturation there. So it doesn't really matter that much. Normally, I would have avoided those torps. Unfortunately, I didn't do it here, but that's unusual. But anyway, you have a heal, and it's a pretty good heal. So those unfortunate little setbacks there, it doesn't really matter. Like you can get right back into the fight, and that's really valuable at tier 6. So I will head back in to B. C is now safe, so we'll take on these destroyers in here. Now, without any battleships to worry about, Cheshire is king of this map here. There's no one that can really threaten it at all. Only that single battleship, but it's far away, so I don't really worry about it at all. And you also have a great sonar on this ship, and like I don't think I use a sonar as much as I do in this ship. It's great for rushing smokes. You go more than 41 knots, like I said, and you'll you can close the distance surprisingly fast on those destroyers hiding in smoke, and then hit your sonar, and they are just out of the picture. And see how quickly she turns? It's actually a turning radius of 720 meters, I believe, but the ship feels much, much more agile than that. I'm having trouble figuring out what it actually is, because like I said, the rudder is 3.6 with this build, and I think the lowest it can go is 3.4, which is like not super fast. For tier 6 it's fast, but not for tier 7. But it feels really, really maneuverable, and like I have done some pretty amazing torp dodges in this ship here. And you wouldn't think that when you look at it, because like I said before, it looks like a big cardboard box. But don't know what to say. It is it's a very agile ship, and you'll need that agility in situations like this one here, where you will need to avoid battleship salvos, because this ship cannot tank battleship shells. So you will have to find other ways to stay alive. And since you don't have a smoke, the only way you can make yourself usable and stay alive long enough to win the battle is with an agile build, in my opinion. There is no alternative. So there's the Fubuki again. This time we're gonna get him, because we have our sonar on, and don't know why he's just sitting there, but not complaining about that. I think it is the agility of the ship that takes most destroyers by surprise, and then also the fact that it is a ship that nobody really plays. See how that Nuremberg there, we took no damage from him. It's all about angling in the ship. If you show broadside, it has probably the biggest citadel you have ever seen, and you don't want to show broadside, but that goes for any cruiser. But in this one, you will be punished a lot more severely if you show broadside. So don't do that. That's a pretty simple rule, and it's the same rule for every cruiser actually, so nothing new there. So now we're going to rush this smoke here. I see that Nuremberg is hiding in there somewhere, and there he is. He's just lined up for a nice citadel there. And, there we go. Very nice citadel. The Kraken. And we only have the battleship left now. So I'm just planning to shoot HE at it from behind this smoke screen here and just pretty much take it easy. But as you can see, like, the damage total isn't that high. 65,000 is a bit disappointing actually. but that is because we've mainly been taking out destroyers, which we should, absolutely. That is a cruiser's job. And we just got in a few salvos there to get a high caliber as well. Excellent. So I'm working on my review of this ship here, and I think I'll need probably another 100 battles in it before I can say something definite. But I don't think it is as bad as its reputation is. I think London is much, much worse. I cannot stand that ship. Cheshire is pretty good. It reminds me of Exeter, just without smoke, but a lot more tankier, unless you show broadside, of course. I'd say it's probably my favorite tier 6 cruiser at the moment, and I haven't had a favorite tier 6 cruiser for nearly a year. Indianapolis was it at one point, but then it got totally power crept, so I haven't really played it for a long time. But Cheshire, I like it. It's good. So here we get the battle results, and this is not like a battle that's out of the ordinary. I get 3 or 4 kills in most battles in this ship. If I can just stay alive the first few minutes and avoid battleship shots, then I tend to do pretty well in this ship. Alright, that's the video for now, but stay tuned for the actual review and I will give you my final opinion on this ship. And until then, I will see you on the battlefield, guys. Hipper out.